Have you guys ever seen Dog Day Afternoon? It's a pretty decent movie, 1975, bank robbery film. Al Pacino plays the main character, Sonny. Sonny tries to rob a bank. It doesn't go well at all. Cops surrounding him, hostages. Al Pacino screams, "Attica! Attica!" I'm sure that's probably the most well-known thing about this whole movie. There's something else in this movie. Something I didn't expect at all when I rewatched this movie about a month ago. Because I watched it when I was like 14 and I was like, yeah, it's all right, I guess. And then I went about my day. But I watched it recently and I was like, whoa, something interesting is going on here. Something happens in the end credits of this movie that really stuck with me and have stayed in my mind for a very long time, which is why I'm making this video. I'm just going to breeze through the movie quick just so I can get to the end credits because that's really what I want to talk about. Sonny tries to rob a bank. It doesn't go well. At some point in the movie, we are introduced to this character, Leon, who is supposedly Sonny's homosexual partner, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. No. Don't ask, don't tell. And at one point in the movie, Leon is speaking to the police, and Leon says that he has always felt like a woman trapped in the body of a man.
I couldn't explain the things I did. So I went to a psychiatrist who told me that I was a woman trapped in a man's body.
And the police all laugh at him, of course. But this is interesting because not only does it show this, it puts us in a spotlight. It represents the plight of gender dysphoria and what that must feel like in such an empathetic way that I did not expect to see at all. And played so wonderfully by Chris Sarandon. Such a great job. I'm sure this movie made a lot of people feel heard at the time. You know what I mean? I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see a lot of representation in older movies. You know what I mean? Not like today, of course, and it's not because it wasn't really a thing back then, you know? I mean, sorry, I'm getting angry. 14 years before this movie came out, that awful PSA, Boys Beware, came out. Have you guys ever seen this?
That Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious, a sickness of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
Women were only able to open bank accounts a year before this movie came out. What the fuck, dude? Sorry, that's not what this video is about. But isn't that crazy? Women couldn't open bank accounts in the United States of America until only 51 years ago? Like, what the hell? And don't even get me started on marital SA. I mean, come on, dude. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing? That's not what this video is about. I'm really sorry. Leon tries to de-escalate the situation. It doesn't go well. All you really need to know is Sonny gets arrested and then the movie ends. When the movie is doing its "this is the true story, this happened to this character" sort of thing that these movies usually do, when it comes time to tell Leon's fate, the movie says Leon is now a woman and living in New York City. And I watched that and I went, huh. This is a movie that is 50 years old that is telling its audience, hey audience, remember that one character Leon from earlier in the movie who said that he is a woman on the inside but a man on the outside, and that brings him great discomfort in his life? Remember that? Yeah, well, he's a woman now. Now it's a she. Leon is now a she and living in New York City. Leon is a woman now, so good for her. This was a man, now it's woman. End of story. No exploration of gender identity, no talk about chromosomes, no talk about HRT, no talk about women's sports. Just plain and simply, this was a man and now it's a woman. And I thought it was just fascinating how this wasn't a big deal at all. When movies nowadays come out that have this kind of representation, it's always a big deal. It's always a big thing. There's always people, assholes, being outraged about it. And there's always people clapping and applauding and saying, I'm happy that you're doing this. And then, of course, there's the whole thing of rainbow capitalism. That's not what this video is about. That's a whole other can of worms. I don't feel like opening that right now. Why are they in a Canada first? Is that a fishing term? Huh? I don't think the movie set out to make any political statement. I don't think the writers had in mind that we really want to platform and embody trans people and give them a character to root for and relate to. I don't think they had any of that in mind. I could be wrong, of course. It's very interesting to see it not be a big deal, and it just exists. And a lot of people would probably say, that's what it should be like, not jammed down our throats, which is just a messed up argument, because having a gay character or a trans character or a black character is not pushing any agenda down your throat. It's just those people exist in the real world, and this is media based on the real world, our real world. That's what art is, the reflection of our world. So of course characters would be like this in this. Does that make sense? But the summary of this video is Dog Day Afternoon did two things. Number one, It made the struggles of the LGBTQ plus community seem empathetic in a way that I hoped encouraged young people and growing minds of the mid-1970s to think, oh wow, I saw this movie and I understand this character Leon and I feel bad for this character Leon, so maybe I won't be so mean to the gay kid down the block. Or maybe I won't be so mean to Dana, who feels like a woman and wants to be referred to as a woman. Maybe I shouldn't insist that Dana is actually a biological male, or Dana isn't a woman now just because he's injecting hormones. She is injecting hormones. Sorry, Dana. I feel guilty now that I just did that. And number two, this movie also validated the identities of trans people with just one sentence in the end credits. Now, I also would like to discuss real quick, maybe this kind of thing should be made a big deal. You know what I mean? Maybe we should be celebrating these differences, and we should be celebrating our newfound identities instead of just saying, that's how it is, you know? Maybe we shouldn't all be so colorblind, because if we are all colorblind to things like race and identity and stuff like that, isn't that kind of going against the whole melting pot idea of America itself? Isn't America supposed to be a celebration, a gathering, a conglomerate of all these different cultures and races and colors and creeds? So to simply ignore all that and say you're just a person, isn't that kind of going against the idea of America itself? You know, of course I'm not saying don't be racist.
Yeah, I meant to say don't be racist. My bad.
But we all have different cultures where we come from. You know what I mean? So I don't think we should just sort of ignore all that whenever we shouldn't all just be Americans, you know? There are certain parts of Asian culture for people who live 10 miles away from me that I wouldn't get and don't participate in, and it's great that we're living so close to each other. Same thing with white culture. And as a white person, my culture would... I'll get back to you on that one. Sorry, I kind of went off topic there for a second. But did I really? Because it's kind of related. And that's just a thought I've had that I've wanted to get out for a while. You know what I mean? So next time you see people insisting on being colorblind, think about it for a second. And think about how that kind of punches the whole melting pot, that's why America is great, in the face. But that should have its own video. I don't want to squeeze that in here, even though I just did. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. If you could like this video, I would really appreciate that, because I want it to be seen by people. And if you would subscribe, I would also appreciate that, because, you know, I like doing this and it gives me more motivation to do it, right? I just wish I could tell you what I'll be making next or what kind of content you could expect, because I don't fucking know. Alrighty, have a good day.